McIntire's first rule of homiletics: long readings call for short homilies. I often break my own rule, by the way. I also have a second rule. Short homilies are called for when, in the gospel reading itself, Jesus clearly explains his words. And since Jesus clearly explained the parable of the wheat and the weeds, I should probably just shut up, sit down right now, and allow us time to meditate on the parable and its implications for our lives. However, there are a few words regarding God's mercy, regarding God's care for our good, God's care for our value and worth, from the Book of Wisdom, today's first reading, to which I would like to call our attention. And the words are these: "But though you are master of might, you judge with clemency, and with much lenience you govern us. For power, whenever you will, attends you, and you taught your people by these deeds that those who are just must be kind. And you gave your children good ground for hope, that you would permit repentance for their sins." You gave your children good ground for hope, that you would permit repentance for their sins. It is very rare for us to go through life without being weed-like one day and wheat-like the next. All of us, I am sure, can be devilish one moment and saintly the next. Through cooperating with the power of God's grace, the weeds of this world can be transformed into wheat for the world, producing much good and pleasing fruit in their lives. On the other hand, the wheat, should it grow arrogant and proud, thinking that it has no need of God, can easily wither and become weed-like, barren, choking the life out of others, uncontrolled in its willfulness. The good news today is that God offers both the weeds and the wheat alike his grace, his guidance. God offers the weeds and the wheat alike his care and kindness. God is just towards all, which is why all of us can live in hope. God offers all of us an unlimited opportunity for repentance. God offers all of us an unlimited opportunity to repair the broken relationships of our lives, those unjust relationships that we have with other people, that we have with God, that we have with our very selves. God offers all of us his forgiveness, most especially through the sacrament of reconciliation, in which, through our cooperating with God's grace, we can experience a conversion of heart toward God, towards one another, and towards our very self, while moving away from sin. The sacrament of reconciliation so beautifully displays God's merciful power, and it implies our intention and the power that we have to change our lives when we cooperate with God's grace. The sacrament of reconciliation is such a hopeful sacrament because it displays God's intention, it displays God's power, it displays God's willingness to forgive and allows us the opportunity to start anew. Through our partaking of the Eucharist this day, may we be strengthened by God's grace to recognize the weed-like moments of our lives. May we be strengthened by God's grace to recognize that we have all been called to and are capable of being wheat, producing good and pleasing fruit through the uniqueness of our lives. And through our partaking of the Eucharist this day, may we be strengthened by God's grace to celebrate frequently the sacrament of reconciliation, recalling the words from today's responsorial psalm, Psalm 86. You, O Lord, are good and forgiving, abounding in kindness to all who call upon you.